Hughes works her way through two defenders.
Narrow buries the triple.
Hanson, right way, got it.
Mountain West Conference women's basketball action continues on a Wednesday night from Boise, Idaho, as the Boise State Broncos host the San Jose State Spartans. Welcome inside ExtraMile Arena with my broadcast partner, former Stanford two-time national champion and WNBA executive Angela Taylor. I am Mark Snyder. Well, when you look at tonight's game, Angela, you've got two teams that are looking to make a move in the conference standings as UNLV is dominating the league, but these two teams looking for an opportunity to make some noise.
When the season started, Boise State wanted to get one of those top seeds in the conference for the tournament. So they're aiming to get back to 500 in Mountain West Conference play with a win tonight. And in particular, it's so important for them to hold court and get a home win. They're 8-1 on the season at home. And for San Jose State at 8-10 on the season, they've already exceeded their win total from last season. And they have 4 players who are capable of filling it up with 20-plus points a night.
Well, the Spartans scored 90 in their last outing against the Air Force Academy, shooting 63% from the field, 50% from three-point range. It's the most points against a Division I opponent in over a decade.
Well, and they had 90 points against a really tough Air Force defensive squad. Center Jasira Dewara had 22 points, 10 rebounds. Amaya Simmons had 26 points, and they have a really balanced attack that comes particularly from their front court.
Talk about Amaya Simmons. Besides those 26 points, 5 rebounds and 2 assists, she was 10 of 15 from the field. She's a high-volume scorer, but Boise State's got one of their own, Natalie Pasco, the junior, back-to-back 20-plus point games.
Scorer Natalie Pasco is playing really well right now. She was in a little bit of a slump early on in the season, but she's providing much-needed offensive productivity and efficiency. Shooting 42% from the floor, she provides floor spacing with size, and that is something the Broncos need. They need a lot of productivity from their front court.
The Spartans will pose a challenge for Boise State's defense tonight. We'll see if the Broncos and Spartans can win this Wednesday night battle. We'll meet the starting lineups and have the tips to tonight's game after we take this time out on the Mountain West Network. Boise State starters being introduced on this Wednesday night here at ExtraMile Arena. Mary Kay Narrow, Natalie Pasco, Abby Muse, Tatum Thompson, Danny Bays, the starting 5 for head coach Gordy Presnell in his 20th season at Boise State. Career record with the Broncos, 367 and 247. His 36th season overall, he's 763 and 374. Assisted by Heather Sower, Carrie-Ann Ramirez, Mike Petrino, and Jackie Robinson. On the other side, the Spartans of San Jose State and their third-year head coach, April Phillips, an overall record of 21 and 59. They start Amaya Simmons, Jasmine Singleton, Amara Brown, Riley Waugh, and Jasira Diawara. Assistant coaches for the Spartans are Emily Benjumbo and Jad Saab. Our officials tonight, Teresa Turner, Sean Martin, and Michael Ann Ure. And should be an interesting game tonight. Angela, you got two teams that are really in need of a win to move up the standings, and the Spartans, unlike years past, will be no pushover.
We're still in the first half of conference play. It's really important for both of these teams to get on track because you never know. At 8-9 right now in the rankings, you never know who's going to get an opportunity to compete in the tournament.
Thompson, backdoor cut to Bays, missed the layup, but Muse with the offensive rebound. Out to Narrow. Broncos in their orange jerseys and pants. They are 2-0 this season when wearing the orange. And the Spartans of San Jose State come out in black with their gold trim. And the Broncos will get the ball on the baseline after that personal foul.
It's really nice to see Abby Muse posting up strong early on in this game and getting Diawara possibly in some foul trouble. She's one of their key offensive players carrying a lot of the scoring load.
Simmons with the rebound for San Jose State, and the Spartans will set their offense. Boise State comes out in the man. This is Singleton. Head fake for Brown, and that ball is out of bounds to Boise State, forcing the turnover. They force 16.2 turnovers a game.
The turnover battle will be key today. Boise State wants to get out to an early start, and a lot of that is going to be predicated on them taking care of the ball.
This is Thompson down low. Tatum drives, muscles it up, doesn't get it to go. Broncos in the early going. 0 for 3 from the field. Then taken away by Thompson. Nice hands by the junior. Here's Mary Kay Narrow, started all 18 games this season. And here's Pasco on a roll the last couple of games. She throws up the runner. It's off the mark. She tips it underneath. An easy 2 for Tatum Thompson.
Really smart play by Pasco. She knew she didn't have the position to be able to grab the rebound. Did a nice job just tipping it over to her teammate.
Broncos draw first blood here in the first quarter. They go down the low post to Diawara, battling against Muse. Into the lane, tough catch and a foul as Simmons goes up for the shot.
One of the things Boise State's coaching staff has talked about, they want to be able to defend without fouling. San Jose State is not a great free throw shooting team, only shooting 64% from the line, but you don't want to send them there for those free points.
A non-shooting foul. So it's inbounded in the corner. The jumper is on the way. It's not good for Waugh. And Boise State with the rebound. Rebounding will be important for the Broncos because San Jose State, one of the best rebounding teams in the conference.
Yeah, leading the conference, averaging about 37, 38 rebounds a game.
That one tipped out of bounds to the Broncos. Muse battling underneath. Boise State starting out cold, just 1 of 6 from the field. Underneath, Pasco off the window. Nice inbounds play on the wheel route.
You got to love the wheel play and the inbounds play. So difficult to contain and guard as a defensive squad. And for Natalie Pasco getting off to an early start and continuing her streak.
Outside with the basketball is Waugh. And they swing it around to Singleton. Jasmine out of Goodyear, Arizona. The jumper for 3 is off the mark. And Abby Muse, good position for the rebound. Quick outlet to Thompson. Tatum catches, fires, doesn't get it to go. Gets their own rebound and twists it home.
Tatum Thompson showed her athleticism on that play. Great job running the floor and then contorting her body to catch a really difficult pass and then getting her own offensive board and putting it in.
6-0 Boise State. Thompson with 4. This is Simmons in the lane, cut off by Muse. Finds the open jump shot from the outside. It's an air ball and goes out of bounds to Boise State as Jasmine Singleton had that one go long. And now for the first time we have a couple substitutes. Hanny von Schaik from the Netherlands checks in, averaging 6.5 points a game. Also into the lineup is Sydney Summers, a sophomore from Inglewood Centennial High School. Thompson. And she traveled as she tried to pass the ball off to Abby Muse for the turnover.
Looked like Thompson saw someone flashing back door. They weren't quite open, so she had to second guess that and wasn't able to hold her jump stop. But Boise State's doing a nice job here defensively. San Jose State likes to put the ball on the floor and attack the paint. Boise State has been closing those gaps.
Simmons off the mark. Spartans now 0 for 4 from the field. Thompson with some speed, drives, scores off the window. Tatum Thompson's got 6.
Boise State already with 6 points in the paint, or excuse me, 8 points in the paint. They're doing a great job attacking it off the dribble or backdoor cuts to the rim.
Waugh checks back in. Singleton will sit as head coach April Phillips looking for a combination that will stop this Bronco offense and generate some offense of their own for the Spartans, now 0 for 4 from the field. Thompson, hands behind her to Mary Kay Narrow, the super senior. In the corner, Pasco, tough pass on the baseline to Abby Muse. She has it blocked out of bounds by Diawara. Good defense by Diawara from Mali, a transfer from the University of Houston.
Yeah, Diawara did a nice job coming over to help side. Already with 1 foul, so she wants to make sure she's able to defend without fouling.
Natalie Pasco off the inbounds. That's 2 really good inbounds plays that Boise State's run, and they're up 10-0.
Well, the coaches talked about having a really good practice, and those are the types of things that come out of a competitive practice and a lot of attention to detail.
Diawara off the window with the left hand. First points for the Spartans with 5:45 to go in the quarter.
Really quick hands right there by Amaya Simmons. Right now, there's a little bit of full court pressure being put on Jasmine Singleton, and San Jose State's trying to get in the passing lanes and wreak a little havoc defensively.
Muse with the dribble handoff, gives it to Bays. Back to Muse on the two-man game, and she scores off the window. Nice give and go.
Boise State's offense right now is showing a lot of fluidity. They're getting anything they want.
Off-balance drive by Summers, but she drew the foul. Boise State, one of the things that their coaches were telling us that they did not do well against Fresno State was stop Fresno State's leading scorers. Well, tonight so far, they put the clamps on the Spartans' leading scorers as only one field goal here in the early going.
Defensively, Boise State's been doing a really nice job of containing the ball handlers and then help coming over and closing those gaps. And offensively, already 4 assists on 6 field goals made. They didn't have that same type of success against Fresno State the other day, only 5 assists on the evening.
Sydney Summers, an 88% free throw shooter. The sophomore was on the Mountain West Conference all-freshman team last year. Led the team in total assists last year, so she's a good playmaker. 5'5" out of Inglewood, California, hits a pair. And some full court pressure as Waugh now backs it off as the Broncos set their offense in the forecourt. Thompson hit hard, and she will go to the line, but you have to like the aggressiveness of this Boise State team early, taking it right at the rim.
What we've seen early in this offensive system by Boise State is they're doing a great job of setting screens and cutting off of those screens with a lot of speed and aggression, which is getting them open and open looks curling to the rim and in the paint.
Tatum Thompson, an 86% free throw shooter. 18 starts this season. Out of Woodinville, Washington, the junior. 26 points in the loss against Fresno State the other day. And she's got 8 points for the Broncos. They're up 14-4.
So Boise State in a little 2-3 zone, 2-3 matchup zone.
That shot is blocked, and Boise State comes down with it. Spartans put Finau Tonga into the game. She was calling for the ball, but the back layup in the Broncos, Abby Muse, and a timeout taken by April Phillips of San Jose State as the Spartans reeling the Broncos up 16-4. Inbound play, Natalie Pasco with the bucket. Broncos up 12 here in the first. Boise State out to the early 16-4 lead here in the first quarter. And Angela, we look at some of the keys to the game for San Jose State. Well, they haven't really achieved either of these here in the first 6 minutes or so.
Yeah, San Jose State right now, defensively, they're letting Boise State get to their spots on the floor, and all of those spots on the floor have been in the paint. 12 points in the paint already for Boise State. Scoring extremely well, 5 assists on their 7 field goals made. San Jose State's gonna have to pick up the defensive effort.
This is Waugh outside, guarded by Pasco as the Broncos settle back in their 2-3 zone again. Looking down low for Tonga. She gets the pass, quick outlet to Simmons, and she drains the jumper for 2. Nice inside-outside game by the Spartans.
Exactly. That was a nice offensive possession by San Jose State. Patience getting the ball inside the Tonga. One-on-one on the block. The double came over, and she kicked it out to the open shooter. Nice job against the zone. It'll be interesting to see if Boise State stays in that zone, because they don't want to let San Jose State get into an offensive rhythm right here.
Broncos turn it over, giving the Spartans the ball back, down 10.
It was a really quick substitution for Tonga. Came in and came right back out after making a play.
Simmons works it around the top. Outside for 3, and that's 3 for Sydney Summers. A 34% three-point shooter, and that's 5 straight points now for the Spartans.
You see the Coach Presnell was not happy about that. If you're going to stay in that zone, you know you're going to give good three-point looks up to the opponent. You want to make sure you're rotating out of that zone and covering shooters.
Back the other way, Natalie Pasco continues to score. She's now got 6. And one of the few shots for the Broncos not in the paint.
Well, we talked about Pasco's been really efficient from the floor. 3 for 4 today already, shooting 75%.
Amaya Simmons drives and scores. And something that Coach Phillips said at that timeout is re-energized this Spartan team, and there's a foul called against San Jose State, and that's 2 on Jasira Diawara.
I really like Boise State's pace right now. If they have the transition opportunity, they're taking it. Otherwise, they're still pushing the tempo and getting into early offense. And right there, Abby Muse did a great job of getting to the low block and forcing Jasira to come over the top.
LD Lalott and Maya Hansen check in for Boise State. This is Lalott. Tries to dish it across. Instead, it bounces out to Bays. Bays fires the 3 and drains it.
Well, Maya Hansen with a nice 3, with a nice in and out from Elodie Lalott. Again, the double team came and it led to that nice kick out. Great offense right now for Boise State. A lot of fun to watch.
My correction, that was Maya Hansen. The Broncos have hit their last 5 shots, and the Spartans have hit their last 3 shots, as Gordy Presnell talked about him, the coaching legend here at Boise State.
Yeah. Institution here and in the Mountain West Conference for sure.
Alyssa Christensen checks in for Thompson for the Broncos. And some full court pressure. Mary Kay Narrow easily across the midcourt stripe, gets it out to Maya Hansen. Out of Billings, Montana Central Catholic High School. Christensen, a transfer from the College of Southern Idaho. This is Pasco. Her shot is off the mark, and the rebound to Waugh. Good look for Natalie, just didn't drop. Now back the other way. The shot missed, but picked up and scored on the rebound by Henny Von Scheike.
Nice job by Henny on that play, sticking with it. San Jose State getting out in transition and attacking the rim, the first time they've had that opportunity.
And on the dribble, a foul on Jasmine Singleton, redshirt junior from Goodyear, Arizona. There's a good look at April Phillips. Has really settled this San Jose State program down. It was in some tough times, but she's really brought in a lot of new talent. 4 of the 5 starters are transfers, and she's really turning things around down in San Jose.
Yeah, Coach Phillips, the transfer portal changes everything for every school, and in her 3 years at San Jose State has done a nice job of being able to start to build her culture and get people that want to play and that play her style. And she was one of those players, a phenomenal player at Xavier back in the day.
Pasco with 8 to lead all scorers, and the Bronco lead is back to double digits at 10. As Waugh, deep 3, that time by Summers, is off the mark. Christensen battling for the rebound, and they call her for steps. Kind of ping-ponged off a couple of Spartans and got called for the travel.
It was a nice defensive possession by Boise State. They're extending their zone, so forcing San Jose State to take a little bit of a long-range 3, which makes it really difficult to box out. Boise State did a halfway decent job boxing out. But you got to remember, you got to go find your player.
Brown drives, doesn't get it to drop. Christensen with the rebound. Freshman Taryn Gardner now in for Boise State. She's got the ball down low to Lalott. Elodie spins with the left hand, puts it in.
Elodie Lalott one-on-one on the low block is extremely difficult to defend and to stop. Great job again in the secondary break of getting the ball to the block as soon as possible.
Breakdown on the defense, allowing the drive for Waugh and the easy 2. The transfer from Pima Community College, where she was Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year in the JC ranks.
Nice battle there on the low block.
Lalott can't finish, though, just left it a little short. And the Spartans look to run. Deflected and tied up, and the held ball goes to the Spartans. Amaya Simmons and Finau Tonga back in for San Jose State.
San Jose State, after that timeout, doing a much better job executing offensively and getting some looks, some open layups. They still have not put the clamps down on the defensive end. In order to close this double-digit deficit, they're going to need to get some scores and stops.
Tonga gets it out to Summers. Sydney working on Maya Hansen. And just like the Red Sea parted, she missed the shot, though. And then the rebound, they're going to call a foul over the back on Elodie Lalott. Nice block out by Diawara. So we watch it again. The shot missed, and then there's the contact in the foul. She fouled Amira Brown, excuse me. The layup is missed, and Christensen with the board.
Last 3 possessions, Boise State's help side defense has not been there. They lucked out right there with the missed layup, but need to have that help side come over and contain.
Broncos out rebounding San Jose State 13-5. Underneath, Pasco as that one go off the side of the backboard, but she gets the rebound and puts it in. She's already got 10 here in the first quarter.
Well, continuing her offensive productivity and doing an excellent job on the offensive glass right there was Pasco, keeping the ball alive.
And an offensive foul as Maya Hansen drew the charge.
Finau Tonga right there. Looked like she might have turned a little bit and had an extra elbow on that screen. Maya Hansen trying to come off that screen. That does not feel good at all.
Boise State can hold for the last shot here in the first quarter. Already up 12. And Hansen with 100 career three-point mades. Gets it to Lalott. Elodie spins with the left hand, beats the buzzer, but it doesn't drop. But a good first quarter for Boise State. They shoot 50% from the field, and they have a 12-point lead over the Spartans of San Jose State here after 1 at ExtraMile Arena in Boise on the Mountain West Network. Boise State 1 of 1 from three-point range tonight. It's appropriate that one is Maya Hansen, the 19th player in Boise State history now to reach the 100 career three-pointers. The junior out of Billings, Montana, really can open up a defense.
Really can, and it's beautiful to see in that first quarter Boise State started the game attacking the paint, and by doing so, they were able to open the floor. 16 points in the paint, then open up the three-point shot for Maya Hansen.
Pasco with 10 points is the second time in 3 games that the Broncos have had a player in double digits in the first quarter. As Danny Bays checks back in the game, down low for Lalott, but it's taken away by the Spartans.
Not great spacing for Bays to try to make that pass.
Simmons with the fancy dribble, but it spins out, and the rebound, and Tonga will go to the line as she drew the foul.
And this is where, as we get further on into the game, San Jose State is a great rebounding team. Whether we're in the zone with Boise State or in transition, need to do a better job of finding a player and boxing out. You don't want to give them second chance opportunities or to send them to the free throw line.
Second foul on Elodie Lalott, so Abby Muse set to check in. Finau Tonga, a redshirt junior from Taylorsville, Utah. Redshirted last year, but she started her college career at St. Mary's in Moraga in the West Coast Conference, and then spent the last 2 years at Salt Lake Community College. Averaged almost 24 points and 6 rebounds a game. So she can get it done inside. She hits a pair, and the lead is 10.
Right, Tonga's a force on that low block. You can tell it. She demands the ball as soon as she gets on that block and gets position.
Taryn Gardner, the freshman, outside to Christensen. To Abby Muse around the perimeter. Outside, Danny Bays. The Broncos 2 of 2 from deep.
Boise State's going to get plenty of opportunity from the three-point line. San Jose State is not a great team at defending the three-point line, and so if they continue to move the ball, attack the paint, Boise State's going to have some opportunities from the three. Good double team.
The drive by Summers, and the ball knocked free but picked up by Tonga. Outside to Simmons. Shot clock at 4. Simmons with the left hand, no. And the rebound chased down in the far corner by Bays. And then a steal and a foul. Nice defense by Singleton. Didn't give up on the play. She draws the foul from Maya Hansen.
From the tip, San Jose State has had somebody picking up the ball handler full court, and it's paying off right now. Really nice job by Jasmine Singleton of sticking with it and getting herself to the free throw line.
Singleton, just a 36% free throw shooter. Her dad played college basketball at St. Bonaventure for the Bonnies. So the bloodlines are there as she hits the first. Redshirted last year, but the year before started 24 of her 31 games. Scored 7 points against the Broncos for UNLV in the 2021 season. So she's familiar with this Boise State team as she hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Bays kicks it out to Muse. Abby no threat to shoot from there. Taryn Gardner spins in the paint. Out to Muse. She drives and has it poked out of bounds. Nice reach and a poke out by Van Schaik.
Yeah, Van Schaik did a nice job on that possession. She was laying off of Muse in the high post, doubling off her, but she did a good job getting back to Muse.
And Hansen missed the 3 and landed awkwardly and is in some discomfort. Her right ankle, she came down funny after she shot that ball. And now they're tending to Maya as we watch it again. You don't see her on the follow through, but she looked like she twisted her ankle coming down off that 3-point attempt.
Yeah, it looks like on one of those plays, there was a really aggressive closeout by the defender on that play, and oftentimes what we see is the shooter come down and land on the defender's foot, which is such a painful play. Watching right now, yeah, as Singleton closed out on that play, it looked like she did kind of come underneath Hansen on that shot, and that's gonna be a little bit sore tonight.
Maya goes to the bench to get looked at. Narrow checks in for her. One thing for Boise State, they have a lot of backcourt depth as Muse, a rare outside shot, spun out.
I like Abby taking that 10-foot jumper. She's going to have that in games, and I'm sure in practice she's been working on that.
The drive, the shot missed, and it's out of bounds to San Jose State as Van Schaik will miss the shot, but it'll be knocked out of bounds. Last touched. Now that replay looks like it's Van Schaik, the last one to touch it, but Boise State doesn't ask for a review. Inbounds pass to Waugh under the basket, dishes it off, and the shot missed. Rebound run down though by San Jose State. Waugh gets it back, and a reset of the clock to 20.
Feels like there's a little bit of a lid on the rim over here for San Jose State. They're getting scoring opportunities at the rim, just can't finish. Nice.
Block shot by Abby Muse, the Broncos' all-time leader. Bays dips out with the 3. And Brown comes up with it for the Spartans. Pace has picked up slightly here in the second quarter. Still a 12-point Bronco lead as Brown has that one put out of bounds by Abby Muse.
And that is why Abby Muse is one of the best shot blockers, not just in the conference, but in the country. Does a great job of moving her feet and being able to close that space without fouling. Sometimes those shot blockers swipe and they get called for that foul, but Muse does a great job of just going straight up.
Thompson back in. Some good minutes by Christensen off the Bronco bench. Good defense by Danny Bays. Forced the missed shot and got the rebound. This is narrow in the forecourt. It's poked out of bounds by Singleton. This Spartan team we had as the key to the game is, be aggressive, and they certainly are pesky.
Yeah, they do want to pressure the scores. They understand that Boise State, particularly in the backcourt, has a lot of versatile scorers, and so put a little bit of pressure on it. We saw that a few games ago against Air Force. See if you can wreak a little bit of havoc in the backcourt by picking up at the point of attack. And once Boise State's got into their offensive system and reversing the ball, they've been able to get anything that they want.
Thompson left open, missed it, gets the rebound, and she travels. Got caught in no man's land, didn't know whether to shoot or pass, and instead just turned it over for the Broncos, their 6th turnover of the night.
Case of being a little bit too unselfish.
Singleton passes into the low post to Tonga, knocked away by Abby Muse, who gets called for the foul, and Abby does not agree with that call. We watch it again.
Looks like the official was calling her. She was coming over the top, and not a good angle for the official to see it, but looked like she might have had some contact on the elbow, but certainly in this physical game, not a lot of contact.
Muse with the steal, brings it up court, gets it to Gardner, launches the triple, back iron. Thompson with the board. Tatum stops, flips, no, but she drew the foul on Van Schaik.
Boise State already with 10 offensive rebounds. Again, we've talked about San Jose State is a great rebounding team. Boise State's doing an excellent job of going to the offensive glass and getting second chance opportunities.
Spartans are third in the league in rebound margin, and they're the second best offensive rebounding team in the league. But Boise State, as you said, Angela, really owning the boards here tonight. That one too strong.
Yeah,
one of two for the Broncos.
Yeah, sorry about that. Boise State's already doubled them up, plus 11 in the rebound margin right now, 22-11.
Low post to Diawara and a held ball, and the Bronco defense does not get rewarded, though, as the alternating possession favors the Spartans. As we take a look at this one again, good interior defense. Bays and Narrow there, and they called the quick jump ball.
Outside of a couple of possessions where San Jose State was able to turn their corner on their dribble penetration and get to the rim, Boise State's done a really nice job of coming off their players, digging in and closing those gaps, or coming over and help side and making it difficult to keep that lane open.
And they're going to call Danny Bays with the foul as she ran over Amara Brown. Fourth team foul now on the Broncos, so they are getting dangerously close to bonus situation. Summers checks back in.
Well, after a great first quarter, 42 points in the first quarter. We're a little bit lean right now here, partner. Just 7 points here in the second quarter, 4 by Boise State, 3 by San Jose State. The defense has ramped up for both teams. They're getting out in passing lanes.
Broncos have missed their last 5 shots, and San Jose State hasn't scored in almost 2.5 minutes. The drive on the baseline for Simmons. That one's off the mark, and Thompson collects the rebound. Narrow out to Thompson. Tatum hands behind her to Bays. Spots for 3. Looks good. It is.
Nice job by Boise State in that execution, in that dribble handoff or screen and roll situation. As a defense, San Jose State cannot go behind the screen with Danny Bays.
Broncos with the basketball again. The fast break to Thompson. Muscles it up, doesn't get it to go. And the ball is possessed by Amaya Simmons. Brings it up for the Spartans in the road blacks. This is Summers. Started out there by the freshman Gardner. Into the lane, lost the ball, but it comes to Simmons. Waugh high off the window, and Muse tips it to Thompson. Quickly to Narrow.
San Jose State continues to have looks at the rim. They just cannot finish. They need to do a better job of concentrating as they get to the rim.
Little heat check for Danny Bays, came up short.
You got to take a heat check every now and then.
Shooter's going to shoot.
Yeah.
This is Summers. And a whistle and a reach on Danny Bays. And that will be Danny's second and the 5th team foul, as Boise State is now over the limit. And with 4:49 to go in the half, the Spartans will be shooting the bonus the rest of the first half. Broncos up on the Spartans here in the second quarter from ExtraMile Arena. Boise State block party continues tonight. Abby Muse with 5 herself. The Broncos with 6 on the night. They lead the Mountain West Conference, and it's such a comfort, Angela, to know that that last line of defense is there to pick you up.
If you're a perimeter defender, you know you can be extremely aggressive on the ball because you're going to have an Abby Muse or Tatum Thompson patrolling the lane, and the blocks are the result of really great team defense. Boise State's doing a good job of rotating off of shooters and rotating over into help.
A rare miss for Riley Waugh. She's an 85% free throw shooter. That one spun out, hits the second. And the lead is 15 for the Broncos, who were just one of their last 8 from the field after starting out shooting very well in that first quarter. Pasco rattles that 3-ball out, and Brown drifts into the forecourt.
And I like how confidently Pasco is shooting the ball.
Triple teamed is the post, and that one knocked free.
Well, it feels like San Jose State has easily missed 8 or 9 layups today. You can't expect to beat a good Boise State team at home if you're missing layups.
This is the only meeting of the season between these two clubs. Nice move, but the shot off the mark. And the Broncos come up empty again, one of their last 10 from the field, as Lindsay Lavrovich missed that shot. She's in the game for the first time tonight, the senior from Gig Harbor, Washington. Outside for 3, that's too strong. And Boise State now in a 2-minute scoring drought of their own. And that one is ended on the layup by Lindsay Lavrovich. Her first points of the game, and she will go to the line for a 3-point opportunity. Nice backdoor cut, Narrow with a bounce pass into the lane.
Beautiful pass by Narrow. Excellent cut. Lindsay coming off the bench. Shot an air ball on that previous possession, but she stuck with it. Again, cutting backdoor, cutting into the lane and getting into the paint has been such a huge piece of the success that Boise State has seen on the offensive end today.
Can't complete the 3-point play. Boise State now 18-8 in points in the paint as their inside dominance continues. This is Summers, pulls up from the free throw line, missed that 15-footer, and Thompson with the rebound. That is her 9th of the game. And the ball knocked out of bounds to Boise State.
We're seeing Boise State doing a great job on the defensive end. On the season, they're tops in the conference in the field goal percentage defense from the 3-point line, holding opponents to 28%, and from the floor, only 38%. Right now, San Jose State, 21% from the floor, 20% from the 3-point line, and that's because Boise State is doing a great job moving defensively.
Spartans back the other way. Again, Summers. Sydney dishes it off to Singleton. Jasmine cut off there by Natalie Pasco. The spin move by Simmons in the lane, and it's taken away by Mary Kay Narrow. MK into the forecourt. Holds up on the break, kicks it out. Pasco for 3, left that one short. Lavrovich with the rebound, but then throws it away, and Singleton comes out of the pack.
Coach Phillips inserted Diawara back into the lineup with those 2 fouls, hoping to get a little bit of offense going. Diawara is one of their key offensive scorers.
Tonga outside as they go with the 2 bigs down low. Battling against Abby Muse. This is Tonga. Backdoor cut. Nice play by Maya Simmons for the layup. The transfer from Alabama A&M.
Tonga's done a really nice job on that low block once she gets the double of passing either out of it to the perimeter or that nice backdoor dump off right there.
Thompson draws the foul as she goes strong to the basket. Thompson, 16 rebounds against Fresno State, a career high. She's already got 9 with just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. As she continues her strong all-around play and a very strong candidate for Mountain West Conference Player of the Week.
Yeah, 24 points against Fresno State. Has been playing extremely well from both ends of the floor. What I love is the effort and the energy defensively and on the offensive and defensive glass, as well as with the scoring load.
Allie Heckman, the redshirt junior from Burns, Oregon, checks in for Boise State for the first time. Thompson now with 10, Pasco with 10, and the Bronco lead is 16. Tonga hands behind her to Brown. Excuse me, that was Waugh. And it's taken away by Thompson. Tatum leads the 4-on-1 break. Pasco is going to be called for, no, she gets the blocking foul against San Jose State. The defender not set. We watch it again. Thompson with the dish. And the defender got over just a little late, Riley Waugh. Natalie Pasco to the strike.
Really like Boise State's defensive energy and effort. We talked to Coach Petrino this week, and he talked a little bit about their last game against Fresno State, and they weren't doing a lot offensively, and therefore their defensive effort felt like it was less than what they would like to see. And so tonight we see that they 38 points on the board already, getting anything that they want offensively. And you also see that complement on the defensive end as well, the energy. You would love to know that defensively you're going to play hard no matter what in whatever game, and if you want to win in this conference, you're going to have to play defense night in and night out.
Pasco splits the 2 free throws, giving her 11 points. And the Broncos lead the largest of the night at 17. Tonga down low against Muse, muscles up, and Abby blocks that one for her 6th block of the night. And that is now the 16th time she has had more than 5 blocks in a game in her career.
A little backhand block on that.
Yeah.
one.
Stolen in the corner by Nero. Muse. Pasco, beautiful fast break for the Broncos.
That was beautiful. Only one dribble on that fast break. Great job by Nero of kicking it ahead to Muse, who, as a post player, getting the ball early, it's sometimes difficult to make a pass on the move. She did a great job of dumping it off to Pasco for that beautiful reverse finish.
Running the floor like a point guard is Abby Muse. 45 seconds to go here in the first half. The Bronco lead is 19. Brown. Summers steps into a 3 and drains it as the shot clock expires. Summers lights them up from outside, averages 9 points a game. And she's got 8 so far here, and San Jose State desperately needed that hoop.
They did. Heading into the locker room, it's nice to see the ball go through the rim.
About a 2-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. As Nero gets it to Pasco, Natalie pulls up and swishes the little 16-footer.
Nice floor game by Pasco. 15 points already and taking good shots.
Deep 3 counted off the window for Sydney Summers to end the first half. Back-to-back threes for Sydney Summers. And Boise State leads 42-27. As we watch it again, the clock hits 0, and Summers now with 11 points. But Boise State has a big lead as we reach intermission. 42-27 Broncos. Halftime stats and more coming your way next on the Mountain West Network. Welcome back to ExtraMile Arena. Boise State up 42-27 over the San Jose State Spartans with Angela Taylor. I am Mark Snyder. And Angela, Boise State came out very strong here in the early going. And Natalie Pasco, a big reason behind that. She already has 15 points tonight, coming off back-to-back 20-plus point games.
We've talked about Pasco is doing a great job. She's been productive and efficient for Boise State in the last few games, and that continued today. Getting to her spots, mid-range from the three-point line, and getting to the rim. She's 3 of 4 from the free throw line, drawing contact, and getting a lot of different opportunities. Really nice floor game by Natalie Pasco, which is good to see.
She adds 2 rebounds to that. 15 minutes of play in the first quarter, and this little short runner in the lane giving her 15 points. The Broncos dominating inside against the San Jose State team. Points in the paint, 20-10, and a lot of that was early on when the Broncos kind of asserted themselves inside.
In the first quarter, Boise State had 16 points in the paint, and that opened it up the second quarter for them to have scoring opportunities from the perimeter and the three-point line. They got it a variety of ways: offensive rebounds, attacking the paint off the dribble with some nice pocket passes to cutters or to post players rolling. And Abby Muse and the post players, Tatum Thompson, did a great job getting out in transition. Another nice move by Elodie Lalott, one-on-one on the low block. That inside-out game led to a lot of success offensively for Boise State.
Boise State winning the rebounding battle 29-20. San Jose State has closed the gap a little bit, but Boise State holding their own against really one of the best rebounding teams in the Mountain West. And when you can rebound missed shots, that makes everything go. That fuels your offense, and it leads to transition baskets.
It does, and San Jose State is only shooting 27% from the floor. They're 9 of 33. That leads to a lot of offensive rebounding opportunities for San Jose State, but Boise State has done a good job, whether they're in player-to-player defense or their zone, of boxing out and limiting the San Jose State to only 6 offensive rebounds.
A busy Wednesday night in the Mountain West. Nevada is at Wyoming, and right now at the half, it's Wyoming up on the Wolfpack 41-30. Air Force at UNLV, the league leaders after one quarter. It's the Lady Rebels 16-5 over the Falcons. Colorado State and San Diego State, that's a pair of really good teams up near the top of the standings, and the Rams lead the Aztecs early going second quarter, about halfway through the second quarter, 17-12, and Utah State and Fresno State near the end of the first quarter. It's the Bulldogs by 3 over the Aggies. Here it's Boise State 42-27. We have more halftime coming your way after we take this break on the Mountain West Network, live from ExtraMile Arena in Boise. In partnership with Boise State Athletics and the Horseshoe Collective, ExtraMile Arena is excited to introduce 32-ounce souvenir soda cups available at all arena concession stands. It started with last night's men's game. These special mementos will be available at all arena events moving forward. As a benefit to student athletes, all proceeds from these sales will be donated to the Horseshoe Collective, and specifically the name, image, and likeness funds for the teams that play here at ExtraMile Arena, men's and women's basketball and gymnastics, as Boise State gets creative, a way to help support their student athletes in this new NIL world, and certainly a different world than when you played at Stanford, isn't it, Angela?
It certainly is, and it's so important for programs to be able to have the support from their community with the collectives to compete. When you're looking at transfer portals, when you're looking at wanting to be the best in your conference, to go back to the college football playoffs, however much money you can raise for NIL is key.
So come on out to ExtraMile Arena, cheer on the Broncos, and pick up a souvenir cup to help support student athletes. Looking at the halftime stats, weighted in favor of Boise State with the exception of free throw percentage and three-point field goal percentage, but the Broncos doing a good job across the board.
Yeah, offensively, they've done an excellent job of sharing the ball. 11 assists on 16 field goals made. But what's standing out to me is the defensive effort. Boise State has 5 steals, 7 blocks, and have done an excellent job holding Simmons and Diawara, who combined for 48 points against Air Force the other night. They only have 8 points in this first half. That defensive effort, if they can consolidate that here in the second half, will lead to a nice win for the Boise State Broncos as they aim to get back to 500 in the conference play.
San Jose State 3 of 7 from three-point range, but 2 of those late, or all 3 of those rather, from Sydney Summers, including that buzzer beater, which has to lift the Spartans as they go into the locker room at the break.
It was Summers' time here heading into the locker room at the end of that half, and you do want to see some positive success as you head into the locker room at halftime, and I'm sure the coaching staff is talking about that offensive execution. They've had 33 attempts at the rim, many of those layups, and we've talked about it throughout the first half. They probably have missed easily 10 to 12 layups at the rim.
One surprise is we've seen Boise State's bench has been so strong this year, outscoring their opponents, but tonight the shoes are on the other foot as San Jose State 15-7 off the bench, and a lot of that obviously 11 points from Sydney Summers, but that's something that the Broncos aren't used to seeing in other teams' second unit doing the scoring.
San Jose State has 4 players, including Summers, who have the capability of scoring in bunches and putting 20-plus points up on the board. They're not getting it from their starters, and so Summers has been the one thing that they can hang their hat on right now. And Boise State has a nice balance, led by Pasco, but they've shared the ball, and a lot of different players have had the opportunity.
Boise State up big at the half. We'll be back with the second half. From ExtraMile Arena in Boise, the Spartans and the Broncos set for 2 more quarters of basketball. Broncos and Spartans at halftime here at ExtraMile Arena. 42-27 Boise State. After tonight's game, this is the only meeting between these two teams this season. we take a look at what the Spartans have coming up, and they will take on the Aztecs in a week from tonight in San Diego. And then they return home to take on Utah State and Wyoming in a couple of games that you would think would be winnable for the Spartans defending their home floor. They're coming off that win, 90 points against Air Force. They have a long way to go if they're going to get close to that number tonight.
They do, 6-5 at home, so they're excited to be going back home for some games, a little run. But they're concerned right now in the second half. We're getting back in this ball game, down 15, and all it takes is a couple of stops and threes, and you're back in the ball game.
Boise State coming off that loss at Fresno the other night by 6 points. They will take on the Nevada Wolfpack at 2 o'clock Saturday. We'll have that one for you here on the Mountain West Network. Join Angela and I for that call. Then they hit the road, a tough place to play at Moby Arena in Fort Collins against the Rams of Colorado State, and then return home to take on the Lobos to close out January. So a very favorable schedule right now. A couple home games in their next 3, and as you said in the pregame show, Angela, you want to defend the home court, and the Broncos looking to go 9-1 on the hardwood here at ExtraMile Arena.
Really difficult to play on the road in the Mountain West Conference, and so if you are aiming to be at the top of the conference, you have to win at home.
There's Natalie Pasco, who scored 15 points or more 7 times this season. She's at 15 in the first half. Pasco Thompson, a dynamic duo for the Broncos. Then Muse, Narrow, and Bays, the original starters on the floor. Simmons, Singleton, Brown, Waugh, and Diawara, the 5 on the floor in black for Coach April Phillips of the San Jose State Spartans. The 3-ball, back-to-back threes. Simmons hits one there, and San Jose State with the first points coming out of the half.
A nice look by Simmons, again, with deep past the three-point line, and if she gets going, then they're going to be able to tip into this lead.
Thompson gets underneath and puts it in, and now she hits the deck. I think she's okay, but hit the floor hard.
If you have Thompson on the floor on your bingo card, you most likely have filled that out.
12 for Tatum Thompson. Bronco lead is 14, and that one knocked out of bounds. 18 on the shot clock coming back in for Riley Waugh to trigger. Lobs it into the backcourt. I remember when that was a violation, but they've changed those rules.
And smart play by Singleton to let it bounce in that backcourt before she touched it. Sometimes you just don't remember what those rules are since they change so often.
Diawara hands it to Simmons. 3 on the shot clock. Underneath for Diawara, and she beats the buzzer with the left hand. A couple buzzer beaters for the Spartans here tonight.
Really nice job. Boise State switched on that screen on the ball, and so Simmons did a nice job of dumping it down to the bigger post against the perimeter player.
Outside, Bays answers with a triple for the Broncos. She's got 9.
You see Coach Phillips already sending some substitutes in. We talked about in the first half, you cannot go behind screens on Danny Bays. She will make you pay.
Mary Kay Narrow with her 3rd straight game with 5+ assists. And Singleton with a triple as the Spartans heating up from long range.
And that make allows them to set up their full court press.
Thompson hands it to Danny Bays. Thought about the 3. Mostly to keep the defense honest as she goes baseline, spins. Doubled, gets it out. Thompson, she'll launch the 3 and miss, but Abby Muse with the offensive rebound in between 2 Spartans, and then she is fouled on the reach by Riley Waugh.
Boise State continues to crash offensive glass. 12 offensive rebounds on the night thus far, creating those second chance opportunities.
So the ball will be out of bounds under the basket for the Broncos. Mary Kay Narrow to trigger. 6 assists tonight. That gives her 5 straight games with at least 3 straight games with at least 5 assists. As Pasco looks for Thompson. Gets the baseline, and the blocking foul called against San Jose State's Riley Waugh.
There's a nice swing through by Tatum Thompson on that to be able to get through on that screen. You see her post up a little bit, swipes it through, and then looks like the defender just couldn't move their feet. I couldn't tell who the defender was on that. Was
Riley
that
Waugh, a little slow getting over on the rotation. Air ball by Bays from the right wing, and the rebound to San Jose State. This is Jasmine Singleton, the junior from Eastern Arizona College. Van Schaik, and that one turned over. Here come the Broncos. Bays leads the scattered floor. Spartans get back, so Danny slows it down and sets the offense to Abby Muse, and the block foul call down low against San Jose State as Abby turned to the basket. Singleton got in her way and got the foul.
Nice job by Muse demanding the ball in the low block. She had a mismatch against a perimeter player, and right here it just looks like Singleton didn't give Muse space to turn and pivot.
6'3" against 5'7". You know who won that battle. That rebound, though, Thompson drives, missed the shot, and Van Schaik with the rebound. This is Summers. She hit a couple threes late in that first half. Over the near side to Waugh. Underneath, that one is knocked away and stolen by the Broncos.
Excellent help slide by Danny Bays because it looked like Waugh had a lane to the rim.
Abby Muse thought about it, but Waugh closed quickly. So Pasco drives and scores with the scoop off the right hand.
Van Schaik thought she had a help side. She turned and looked and no one was there.
17 for Pasco and the three ball for Summers.
Sydney Summers does not care where the three-point line is. That is just a formality.
One off her season high in points. She's got 14. Bays left that one off the mark. Rebound battled for by Abby Muse to Natalie Pasco. Pasco drives, doesn't get it to drop, but she drew the foul.
Once again, no help side showing up for San Jose State. Van Schaik is looking for help side. Pasco does a nice job of turning the corner, and because San Jose State's defenders had to honor Boise State shooters, the lane was wide open with no help.
Pasco to the free throw line. Natalie, an 88% free throw shooter.
Pasco's done a nice job showing her versatility, whether it's perimeter jumpers or getting to the free throw line or driving to the rim. It's good to see like the versatility of her game on display.
Summers, maybe a little blood, maybe she got scratched. She goes to the bench. And Pasco hits the first free throw. That gives her 18 points tonight. For the junior from San Ramon Valley High School in Danville, California. Just a real foundation and building block for Coach Gordy Presnell. This is Simmons. They've kind of bottled her up tonight. She gets the ball back at the top. Down low for Diawara, too strong, but she pokes the rebound to a teammate who then lost the ball, and it's picked up by the Broncos. And now Singleton all over the backcourt.
Mary Kay, game in and game out, she is having to deal with some on-ball defenders.
I joked after the Air Force game that she was going to spend time in the cold tub, and there's an offensive foul on Abby Muse. Ran through a defender and got the call.
Sometimes when you have that size advantage as a post, you just don't realize when you're typically battling somebody your same size, you can get away with flinging your shoulders and your elbows, and against a smaller guard who may know how to embellish.
Perhaps a flop.
Yes,
that's what I think Abby Muse was saying. Tatum Thompson with the double-double tonight, her third, and all three of those this season. Is she's got 12 points and 10 rebounds. Pasco left open, buries the triple.
Great job of getting out in transition, and Pasco was wide open. San Jose State did not do a good job of getting back and guarding the shooters and running to the three-point line.
Bronco lead is 54-38. Pasco now her third straight game of 20-plus points. She is 22 tonight. This is Sydney Summers leading the way with 14 for the Spartans as the shot clock winds down to 6. She's got Muse on her. Ball's deflected, and there's a shot clock violation, and Abby Muse did a great job defensively against the smaller Summers and forced that turnover.
Well, what had happened in the previous 3 plays is that Summers had a wide open 3, but right now Natalie Pasco is on fire here at ExtraMile Arena.
Welcome back to ExtraMile Arena. Boise State up 54-38, and the Broncos 4th in the conference in Mountain West scoring average. And this result so far tonight, Angela, if it holds, will certainly pad that number for the Broncos.
All season long, the coaching staff has harped on getting out to early starts, and Boise State was able to do so today, and that has led to a nice 16-point margin right now.
Full court pressure by the Spartans. Boise State breaks the press. Narrow. Lalott now in the game. Sets the screen up high, but Narrow goes to the right to Maya Hansen. Good to see Maya back in after tweaking her ankle on a 3 in that first half. Lalott out to Pasco, off the mark. Thompson saved by Narrow. Nice play by the Broncos all around. Lalott with the reverse and the 2.
Elodie Lalott. That beautiful footwork that we see from Elodie game in and game out. And as the coaches keep talking about, when she's patient and takes her time, it's tough to stop her.
Summers outside, guarded there by Narrow.
Boise State's defense doing a nice job of pushing Summers further and further off the three-point line.
Missed that 3, and Lalott with the rebound. Thompson gives it up to Hansen. Maya spins in the lane. Good defense, forcing the pass out to Lalott. Pasco spins and scores. Pasco now the first time with 3 straight 20-point games in her career. She's got 24, her season high.
And no emotion. I love the fact that she expects to be able to do everything that is on display today.
Lalott with another rebound. Boise State now out-rebounding the Spartans 36-23. And Thompson comes back with a bucket. And Gordy Presnell leads the Bronco charge off the bench. Boise State 13-3 run over the last 4 minutes. Thompson underneath for the easy 2. Boise State up big here at ExtraMile Arena. Junior Tatum Thompson from Woodinville, Washington, with her 3rd double-double of her career. And she's got 14 points and 11 rebounds for Boise State. Thompson and Pasco, the 2-headed monster for this Bronco team tonight. There's her last bucket underneath. San Jose State with the basketball, and they throw it away. Here's Thompson. Talked about her, so she gets the steal. Kicks it out to Pasco. Natalie, 1 point away from equaling the 25 she had against Fresno State. Thompson to Pasco, baseline. She's got 26.
Great 2-player game right there between Thompson and Pasco. The double team came on Thompson. She didn't get too anxious, did a great job. That eye contact you saw between she and Pasco led to a nice backdoor cut and score.
Ten of 18 shooting for Pasco, so she's been very efficient tonight. Summers outside with 6 on the shot clock, and that one goes off of Hansen's foot. She can't save it, but the Spartans now just 4 seconds coming back.
Again, the effort that you're seeing on the defensive end by Boise State, getting their hands on balls, getting out in passing lanes, pushing San Jose State's offense further and further out on the floor, making it difficult for them to get easy looks. And you got to love that effort by Maya Hansen, diving on the floor.
2 on the shot clock, and they get it off, and the 3 beats the buzzer for Amara Brown, the junior from Richmond, California, the transfer from Tulsa.
Raining threes, nice dribble penetration to give Brown a little bit of space on that 3-point shot.
Outside, hitting the deck is Hansen. She was tripped. There was no call. The ball is loose. It's picked up by Pasco with 8 on the shot clock. Underneath for Lalott. and she is fouled, trying every spin move in the book. Looked like the Maytag washer there.
Looked like she was like trying to pivot in a phone booth, but for those of you out there that have never seen a phone booth in this generation, it was a very narrow space.
The little box they used to put a payphone. Remember, we had to put coins in the yeah, okay,
right?
Showing our age.
You might have a little card and the number you had to have in the wallet. It's crazy.
Boise State in the bonus sends Elodie Lalott to the free throw line, the super senior from Paris, France. Now we get a substitution as Diawara checks back in. Tonga will leave. Boise State points in the paint tonight. 32-12 as they have dominated inside against the Spartans. First one rattles out for Elodie Lalott.
Again, you speak about points in the paint. They had 20 points in the paint at halftime. So in the first quarter, they had 16. Third quarter, 12 points in the paint already. Done a nice job coming out of the locker room of really focusing on that.
We approach a minute to go here in the third quarter. Spartans with the basketball, down 21. Spinning is Simmons, kicks it out. Summers. Sydney drives, dishes it down to the outside. Jumper is no. Ball on the floor, and San Jose State recovers. And they get a reset of the 20 seconds on the shot clock.
If you're San Jose State's ball handlers, it feels like Boise State has 10 players out on the floor.
Sydney Summers rainbows another three. She's got 17, and that is a season high. Ties her season high against Loyola Marymount. Summers, 5 of 7 from long range. Here's Thompson. Tatum drives off the window, kisses it in. Thompson now with 16. That one almost went to beat the third quarter buzzer. Narrow through a shoe. Boise State chuckling on the bench, and they can afford to chuckle as they are up 20 as we go to the fourth quarter. Thompson with the bucket. Boise State up big here in Boise. Boise State up by 20 as we start the fourth quarter, and the Broncos, a mark of consistency, Angela. 10-plus conference games won 9 times over the last 10 years, leading all Mountain West Conference teams, and that's a mark of consistency and continuity.
Consistency and continuity, those are two really important words in college athletics, and the consistency that you have when you have a coaching staff that has been together for a decade plus, and you have a coach who's been in this conference for years, understands the competition as they're coming out, and a roster that is very familiar with each other. 93% of the scoring for this Boise State team returns on the season, and you see why that leads to wins that they've had this year. And leads as they had tonight.
Broncos start the fourth quarter with Pasco on her 21st birthday, passing it out to Maya Hansen, down low for Lalott, calling for the ball, backing in. Diawara fouls her, but you have to like the aggressiveness by Elodie Lalott calling for that basketball, even though she was guarded by a taller post player.
Really been impressed all season long by Lalott when she's one-on-one on that low block. She commands a lot of attention, but she takes her time and she's patient, has great footwork and great hands.
Now we're going to see probably the part of her game that coaches would love to have her improve. Free throws, that one looked good. She's just a 44% shooter on the season, and she missed her only 2 earlier tonight, but that one drops for Elodie Lalott.
When we talk about Natalie Pasco, 26 points in 25 minutes, that's pretty good efficiency. That's Caitlin Clark-like.
Thompson, nice feed to Lalott, can't get the layup to drop on the offensive rebound off the missed free throw. And here come the Spartans, led by Summers with 17, equaling her season high set against Loyola Marymount earlier this season. Outside, she tries another one, that one not good. And then the rebound is poked out of bounds, last touched by the Spartans. And now, is that Pasco? I can't tell, looks like Pasco may have gotten a finger in the eye as she is doubled over on the baseline. Trainer for Boise State stands at the ready. Natalie got poked in the eye. See if we can see it here. Yeah, right there. The right hand inadvertently by Amara Brown caught Natalie across the face and got her in the eye. And so the trainer is going to come out for Boise State. Don't want to celebrate your 21st birthday with a shiner, but maybe she will. We have a timeout taken by the officials. They are going to review, I believe, to see if this is a flagrant, as we will get the the rebounding plays under review. So we will take a timeout. Pasco will get checked on the Bronco bench. Boise State up big here in the fourth quarter. Take another look at the play. The right hand as both players went for the rebound, and then Amara Brown catching Natalie Pasco in the left eye. That's what the officials are looking at. It looks like a cut. That's quite a bump she's got over her left eye already. That's going to dampen the birthday celebration tonight, I'm afraid.
That definitely will. And it's one of those things that is the softest part, right, of your face.
Yeah.
Like when someone gets you there, catches you in the right place, it just swells up immediately. And to our eye, it looked like it was certainly inadvertent on that. Both players were going up for the rebound.
Well, Natalie's got a ice pack over it. Season high tonight with 26, just 3 off her career high of 29. Scored against Utah State on February 18th, 2023, but I don't know that we're going to see her the rest of the night.
After review, the contract is incidental.
And as the eagle eye of Angela Taylor points out, incidental contact after review, so it'll just be Boise State's ball under the basket. But I think Natalie's day is probably done, as she's on the bench with an ice pack over that looked to be a tennis ball sized bump growing on her left forehead.
Within a minute. And we talked about she's had a phenomenal day, 26 points in 26 minutes. When we talk about efficiency, that is extremely efficient from the floor. What point a minute is difficult to do.
San Jose State turning up the pressure in the backcourt. Danny Bays across the timeline. We approach 9 minutes left in this one. Maya Hansen rises and fires and swirls in a three, I should say. It wasn't a swish, but nice to see Maya back in action.
Great job dissecting that full court pressure and trapping by passing it cross court.
Now Maya called for the block as Amaya Simmons turned to the basket, and watch it again. Maya just a step slow coming over to help, and she gets called for the blocking foul. So that'll send Amaya Simmons to the free throw line. Just 9 points tonight. And the transfer from Alabama A&M, where she was second team All-SWAC and second team All-American HBCU. So a very accomplished player, the senior for San Jose State. Hits 1 of 2, and the Bronco lead is 23. Bays spots, fires, hits.
One of the things that Tara Vander would have said was get your big toe off the line. That was a really long two, one of the least efficient shots in the business, but it went in nonetheless.
Danny Bays with the bucket, and now the poke free by Lolat comes down to Thompson. Tatum drives, too strong, but she drew the foul from Amara Brown. The Tulsa transfer.
Tatum Thompson has done a great job in transition all night long, whether it's running the floor and getting kickouts from her point guard or attacking off the dribble in transition when she's one-on-one.
16 points for Tatum as she steps to the line, along with 12 points. Broncos 38-27 rebounding advantage against, as we've said, one of the better rebounding teams in the Mountain West Conference. As Tatum now has 17.
What's really standing out is Boise State only has 8 turnovers on the night. They average 15 turnovers on the season. That's been a point of emphasis for them, getting out to early starts and taking care of the ball. 18
assists on 27 buckets. Thompson now with 18 points. Leading scorer on the floor for Boise State. Danny Bays has 11. Nice touch pass, tic-tac-toe for the easy layup for Finau Tonga.
Really nice touch pass by Amira Brown.
Hansen with the runner, left it short. Ball free, picked up by the Spartans. Here comes Summers. Sidney, nice dish underneath, and the layup is good by Amira Brown.
That's one of the rare fast break opportunities that San Jose State has had all night. That's only their 5th fast break point.
And now Brown fouls Boise State's Maya Hansen in the backcourt. That is not a shooting foul yet, just now the 3rd team foul on the Spartans. Just one on Boise State. And Thompson hands behind her to Danny Bays. That 3 is off the mark. Simmons all alone for the board. Outlet pass to Brown. Up and under, doesn't get it to go. And Boise State can't control it on the baseline as Danny Bays was on the line as she held that ball. So with 7:16 to go, the Spartans have 20 seconds on the shot clock. See Danny's frustration there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Ball comes out to Amira Brown. Brown off the loose ball and a whistle and a reach foul, I think, on Elodie Lalott. And that'll be 3 on Elodie.
Just one of those plays is got the hand on the ball, this dribble penetration. Just got a little bit too handsy right here as Brown tried to attack the paint. It's so tempting. It's so tempting when somebody's driving at you just to want to reach in. You see the ball out there for the taking, and it's tough to refrain from doing that.
Lalott and Hansen will sit. Muse and Gardner in for Boise State. Diawara checks back in for the Spartans. Nice pass underneath for Diawara, and she lays it in on the assist by Riley Waugh, who averages 2.5 assists a night.
Really unselfish play by Waugh.
Tough catch in traffic off the deflection by Narrow, and then she is fouled by Diawara, and that is now 4 on her.
And you sense that Jasira Diawara just has not been able to get in the flow of the game. She's been in foul trouble since the beginning of the game, and now trying to get back and get defensively get some steals.
She's the Spartans' leading scorer at 9.5 a game and leading rebounder, but just 6 points tonight and 2 rebounds.
And credit to Boise State's defensive effort on Diawara.
Thompson outside. Diawara stays in the game with those 4 fouls. Underneath for Thompson with the left hand, and one opportunity on the pass from Danny Bays to thread the needle.
I gotta tell you, it's so subtle, but the athleticism by Tatum Thompson has been on display tonight. Here, this is a really tough finish. Did a little hang time in the air to draw that contact and finish. The strength that is required to finish while you're hanging in the air is really impressive.
20 points for Thompson. So the Broncos with another 20-20 performance by 2 players tonight. Thompson now with 21. 7 of 13 from the field, 7 of 9 from the foul line. And the Bronco lead is 24. Outside, the 3 ball for Brown is good from the corner. Little surprise, Gordy Presnell keeping most of his first line players in here with a large margin here with about 6 minutes to go, but I would expect him to empty the bench here shortly. That time blocked. Danny Bays rejected, and Brown the other way, no. And off the loose ball, it's picked up by Boise State. Taryn Gardner, the freshman. 3rd straight game with Boise State with multiple 20-plus point scorers as Thompson and Pasco do it again. Underneath, another acrobatic, athletic play for Thompson. That one spins out for her. Watch it again, and she made the adjustment in midair on the pick and roll.
Right, try to avoid the defender. Nice job by Riley Waugh coming over on the help side and looked for many players that could have been a charge, but because Tatum Thompson is so athletic and just subtly was able to float in the air and avoid the defender, she gets herself to the free throw line.
4 fouls on Waugh. And Thompson now with 22. Summers set to check back in after this free throw. Boise State, we said they had to win the free throw battle. They have done that tonight. They are 14 of 21, while the Spartans just 7 of 10. And anytime you can hold your opponent to just 10 free throws with 5:45 to go in the game, you're playing some pretty good defense.
Especially with the aggressive defense that we've seen from Boise State all night long.
Spartans will retain in front of their bench as you see them set their offense with Amaya Simmons in front of the Natalie-attired April Phillips with the tie tonight. She's done a lot of good with the San Jose State team. As you said, Angela, they've already surpassed last year's win total. And the Spartans are not a pushover by any means in this Mountain West Conference. Underneath, a whistle with 4 on the shot clock.
Good idea by Tatum Thompson coming over. She was there in help side and went for that steal. Again, we talk about it's so difficult to not want to reach in. It looked like the ball was hanging in the air, and she might have had a chance for another steal.
I misspoke. Thompson with 23 points tonight. Underneath that shot, no, but a whistle and a foul on Abby Muse. And she dismissively waves her hand. That's her 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, shot blockers don't like to get called for these fouls. It looks like they're contesting at the peak of the shot and get a lot of ball and maybe a little bit of the wrist.
Muse, 4 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 blocks tonight. And Diawara at the foul line. Diawara and Waugh each with 4 fouls. And a pair of free throws for Jasira Diawara, the 6'3" senior transfer from Houston. Mary Kay Narrow. She's played 31 minutes tonight. She gets it in the corner. Gardner buries the triple.
The precision with which Boise State has dissected the full court pressure by San Jose State all night has been impressive. You beat those presses and traps with the pass, and they've done that.
Taryn Gardner's first points. 7 assists for Narrow tonight. Dish underneath for Diawara, and that one creeps over the front of the rim and in.
Nice dribble penetration by Waugh.
That's 3 Spartans in double figures, Simmons, Summers, and Diawara, but not enough tonight for San Jose State.
You look at the box score, balanced scoring by San Jose State. Everyone who's played tonight has scored.
Nice step through for Taryn Gardner. She's now got 5 points. And Boise State kind of washes away the bad odor of a loss at Fresno State with an impressive all-around game, shooting over 47% from the field tonight.
When you could tell no one on Boise State's roster or coaching staff was happy with the performance against Fresno State the other night. They had a really competitive practice yesterday, and it's no wonder that they came out today and played extremely well from both ends of the floor.
Taryn Gardner with the pass to Tatum Thompson, who was fouled on the shot. If you watch this one, saw this one again, Thompson, really good pick and roll game for Tatum tonight.
Yeah, she's done a really nice job setting great screens. So the key to being able to get open as a roller is setting a great screen. And she's done that all night. And then you can throw the ball anywhere in the air to Tatum Thompson. She's got great hands, great body control in the air, and has done a nice job of either getting herself to the free throw line or getting 3-point plays.
Jasira Diawara fouls out with 10 points and 2 rebounds. Muse and Narrow will leave. Christensen in for Boise State. So it's Gardner, Christensen, Thompson, Hansen, and Bays, the 5 on the floor in orange. Boise State will now improve to 3-0 in the orange jerseys, as Thompson adds to her total with a couple free throws.
I might want to wear the orange jerseys for the rest of the season.
Exactly, home and road.
And maybe don't wash them either.
Three-pointer is off the mark long, and Danny Bays between two Spartans for the rebound, but she lost the ball to Brown, who missed that short shot. And underneath, Riley Waugh with her 5th point of the game.
Appreciate the San Jose State squad and continuing to play hard. They don't play that many players, and so they're getting a lot of minutes out there and still playing hard.
51 points between the combo of Thompson and Pasco. That ball to Hansen, who hits the 2. Maya Hansen now with 8 points. We're under 3 minutes to go in this one. Boise State will improve to 500 on the conference schedule at 3-3. San Jose State will fall to 1-5. And now Bays leaves and Thompson leaves with 25 points.
Really impressive passing by Boise State today. 20 assists on 31 makes. About 67% of their makes have been assisted. The unselfishness, passing up good shots in order to get much better shots, has been part of their offense all night long.
A couple of freshmen from Australia, Millie Sharp and Libby Hutton, check in the game for Boise State. This is Hansen outside. Gets it down low to Christensen, the transfer from the College of Southern Idaho. And there's an open look and a 3-ball by Taryn Gardner, who's got 8.
Excellent offensive system. Again, very patient, going in-out. That in-out game has been on display all day long. 38 points in the paint, which is opening up the 3-point line for the shooters.
That is the largest points in the paint of the season for Boise State, at least in the conference season. As the Broncos now, a whistle down low and a foul called, no, a timeout taken by Boise State for a substitution. Hansen will leave. Now Sharp can check in. She was not able to check in before. So it's Larovich on the floor with Gardner, Sharp, Christensen, and Hutton, as we have a timeout on the floor, and we will keep it right here. So all in all, if you look at this Boise State scoring, Pasco with 26, Thompson with 25, Bays 11, Gardner and Hansen 8 apiece. So you've got the big two, but a lot of depth filling in underneath.
Balanced scoring effort from Boise State tonight. You love to see that. We've talked all season long about the capability that they have for on any given night for anybody to put up big points. But in order to get a win today, coming off that loss against Fresno State, they were going to need to see it from a variety of players.
And there you see Pasco and Thompson and Hansen, the 3 leaders all season long, and Maya with 8 tonight, but everybody else contributing, in Boise State with the big lead, 89-62, as we're under 2 minutes to go. Stay with us. Post-game, we'll talk to Tatum Thompson, and also we will talk to Danny Bays as San Jose State comes with the takeaway. Summers with 17, leading the Spartans. Simmons with 12, make that almost 20, but Gardner with the rebound, the freshman.
I think that's Summers, her spot on the floor. It feels like that right wing from about 5 feet off the 3-point line is her comfort zone.
Jada Clark, the senior from Richland, Washington, into the game. Taryn Gardner, the freshman from Spokane's Meade High School, will take a seat. This is Jada Clark. Nice pass to Hutton, and underneath, the shot missed by the Broncos' Larovich, and now here's Summers, pulls up for 2 on the baseline, missed. Rebound by Amara Brown, doesn't go, but she draws the foul with 1:05 left in this one, and the the outcome long since decided, but the Spartans continue to battle underneath.
Well, late in that second quarter, they had a chance to close the gap a little bit. It could have been a single-digit lead by Boise State, but Boise State continued to get stops, and that would help them get out in transition and help them extend this lead.
Brown for a pair. And she hits the first. That gives her 9, so she's looking to get into double figures. Sporty Presnell able to empty his bench.
Great opportunity for the reserves to get experience against some pressure defense.
Mackenzie Narrow into the game now, sister of Mary Kay. And now a takeaway stolen by Singleton. Singleton past Clark, missed. And the rebound to Libby Hutton with 45 seconds left. All the way, right hand layup, good for Jada Clark. Just exploded to the basket now. Sharp with the steal. High off the window is no good, but the rebound for Clark, who's everywhere. Narrow left that one short. Clark with another offensive rebound. The Broncos
They continue to go to boards.
Hitting the boards hard. 16 offensive rebounds, 17 offensive rebounds for Boise State tonight. This is Sharp with 3 on the shot clock. Millie throws it up and it bounces in with 10.5 seconds to go. Summers trying to launch the 3 to beat another buzzer. Left that one short. The rebound bounces around, and that's the way this one ends, with Boise State with a 93-64 win, as Boise State puts 93 up on the Spartans and wins comfortably tonight here against San Jose State to go to 3-3 in conference play and 9-1 on the home floor. Overall, they're now 13-6. Boise State with the easy win, and we will be back. I believe we'll take a break, and we will be back to chat with a couple of Bronco players after this win on a Wednesday night from ExtraMile Arena. Welcome back to ExtraMile Arena, where Boise State has defeated San Jose State 93-64. We're joined by Danny Bays, and it's becoming an old habit here to have you over chatting with us, Danny. A comfortable win for Boise State. Yeah. How did it look from your perspective?
I was just really proud of us bouncing back from these last couple games. I think we really needed it for our confidence. So I'm super happy of how we got out there, and we just got after it, and that's what we've been doing this week. So that was our focus, and I mean, we did it. So
when you're talking about bouncing back from some disappointing losses, it's all about the mindset. So what was the mindset for you and your teammates coming into today's game?
Our main thing was, like, if they're going to beat us, they're going to beat us. It's going to sound so weird, but if they're going to beat us, they're going to be better than us. But they're not going to beat us on, like, the 1%ers. So, like, hustling after rebounds, getting on the floor, getting dirty and physical. And I think we did that. But that was just our mindset, was just like, we're going to do the one thing, and if they're going to beat us, then they're going to shoot amazing from the line. And, yeah.
Boise State, I mean, the coaches were stressing all week how disappointed they were in your defense against Fresno State especially. Yep. Tonight you shut down San Jose State's leading scorers, held the Spartans to 36% shooting, but you also got off to a good start.
Right.
And that's sort of been a bugaboo for this team this year, hasn't it?
Our starts have definitely been something that we've struggled at, and it has been difficult trying to find what gets us going and really bringing energy. And in our warm-ups, there was our main focus, is just like being loud and creating that. So today was good. Hopefully we can keep it going.
And he had 21 assists on 34 field goals made. So when you guys are sharing the ball like you did today, what's it like being on the floor, and what is the emphasis?
It's just fun. It's so fun, and I think especially when they were doubling, just trying to find that open player and trying to work the ball around and get the best shot that we can. And also kids coming off the bench and having that confidence, like Taryn coming off and shooting those shots and making them, is just, it helps to build that. So it's just really fun to play with.
Well, final question. We're going to talk with Tatum here in a minute, but Tatum and Natalie combined for 51 points. What's that like playing with two scoring machines right now?
Oh, it's great. It's super fun. I'm really happy for them. They've found their stride, especially, and it's such an important part of the season. So it's fun, and I'm just glad to see them succeeding and their hard work paying off.
Well, a nice night for Danny Bays, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, couple 3 3-pointers, and the Broncos with a big win tonight. Thanks for joining us, Danny.
Thank you.
Boise State's Danny Bays, one of the stars of tonight's game for the Broncos, as Boise State with the big win over San Jose State here at ExtraMile Arena. And the Broncos got contributions from up and down the lineup, Angela, and Danny Bays just one of those who contributed.
Absolutely. Nearly everyone that came off the bench today scored, and that's just on display. You can tell from talking to Danny Bays how excited they are for everyone, for each teammate, and every teammate's success.
With her third double-double of the season and of her career, Tatum Thompson joins us. 25 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Just another day at the office?
No, I think we came out with a lot of energy. We've been trying to get better with our energy, and I think we showed that tonight.
Well, Tatum, it felt like you were really aggressive today offensively, getting yourself to the free throw line, 11 for 13 from the free throw line. What was your mindset coming into today's game?
My mindset has just been come out confident and aggressive and just do what I know I can do.
What I loved watching today was the team defense that was on display. You guys did a phenomenal job offensively, scoring 93 points, but also defensively you shut down a team that has the capability of putting a lot of points on the board as well. What was the emphasis?
We've been working a lot on defense with Carrie-Ann, and so we've been trying to be disciplined in our gaps, and I think we got a little bit better at that tonight.
Well, I'm curious. I heard that practice yesterday was pretty competitive and that Coach P got you all going. What was the conversation, and what was it that got everybody going?
Right now I cannot remember.
What it was. They said he took it back to old school basketball. So, was it a really physical practice, intense practice?
Yeah, it was just pretty competitive, and everyone was just going hard at each other.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
You and Natalie Pasco combined for 51 points. 3 straight games the Broncos have had 2 players go for 20 points or more. What does that mean for a player like you when you know there's somebody else who, if somebody's shot isn't there, they can pick up the slack?
Yeah, I think it gives our team confidence, and like if someone misses a shot, we don't get down because we know that we've got our teammates to pick us up.
Well, Tatum Thompson, 25 points tonight. Your back-to-back 20-point games. A nice job in Boise State with the easy win.
Thank you.
Tatum Thompson, one of the stars for tonight's game for Boise State, as the Broncos over San Jose State Spartans, 93-64. We'll have to check to see where this one ranks in terms of points scored this season for Boise State, but certainly one of the better offensive outputs of the night. And as you said, Angela, coming off against a San Jose State team that put 90 on the board last week against Air Force.
Exactly. Looks like Oprah's giving out 90-point games here in the Mountain West Conference. But, again, coming off a really disappointing performance on the road and coming home to the comfortable confines of ExtraMile Arena, this is one of those games where the coaching staff can really look at it and say, we played as close to 40 minutes of quality basketball as possible. There were a couple moments here and there, but they took care of the ball. Only 11 turnovers on the evening. They got an early start, as you alluded to, which has been one of the keys all season long. And everyone who came into the game contributed in some way, shape, or form.
Next up for the Broncos is Nevada on Saturday at 2 o'clock. We'll have that one for you here on the Mountain West Network as Boise State improves now to 500 in the conference at 3-3, 13-6 overall, and 9-1 on the home floor here at ExtraMile Arena. Boise State with the big win tonight, 93-64 over the Spartans. For my broadcast partner Angela Taylor and our entire Mountain West Network production crew, thanks for joining us tonight. Mark Schneider saying so long from ExtraMile Arena. Don't forget, Saturday at 2, the Broncos and the Wolfpack. Until then, you have a great rest of your week.